All right, welcome to Straight Red Card. On this segment, we are going to take on the rest, the others. No, we're not. We're going to actually talk about Hoppe's possible move to Everton and all the other guys that haven't moved yet that need to move soon because the window will be closing. Before we get to that, Brett, one of the guys this weekend named John Conway on Twitter, and I'm not on Twitter, but I read the Twitter
John Conway.
Between you and him. And I was
name?
just thinking, this is one of the biggest suckers that has ever fucking lived. And this guy was just, he was so full of him fucking self. And it was just like, first of all, what was he arguing with you about? What were we backpedaling about?
So it was an interesting conversation because he was kind of having a conversation with two of us, me and another guy. And I feel like he was kind of throwing it as us sort of ganging up on him. But
Jim Conway.
There we go. Jim. I was going to say, I could have swore his name was Jim. But so Jim came out and flat out said, hey, how are the United States ranked 10th in the FIFA rankings? This is basically just it's a flawed system, is what he said.
Okay, fine.
And I said, hey, dude, it's a numbers game. I completely understand. But I brought up the fact that he was already in an argument with somebody else about because somebody else brought up the point saying, well, yeah, like Europe's got it any better because Jimmy mentioned how US plays a bunch of Mickey Mouse teams. Okay.
All right.
Sure, we do. Why not? And the guy brought up, he goes, yeah, like Europe's any better. And he lists the 15 or so micro teams in Europe that, in comparison, and so then Jimmy brought up the fact that, let's look at the United States men's national team record historically against European teams. And he listed all the teams that had more favorable records against the United States. So I simply said, hey, yeah, the system's rigged, quite frankly. It's a numbers game, but bringing up the historical games is
stupid.
It's a cheap shot because it doesn't fucking matter if the U.S. lost to Israel back in 1973. It doesn't fucking matter at all.
It matters nothing.
The United States. I even mentioned this. I'm like, the United States got like third place in like 1950s World Cup or whatever the fuck it was.
That should give us bonus points.
And then all of a sudden we took a 40-year hiatus. 40 years of not qualifying, not doing shit. And then all of a sudden we came back in the 90s and here we are today.
Yeah.
But does it really matter? Since we could take a 40-year hiatus, does it really matter if the United States lost to Germany in 1998 World Cup? And here we are ranked 10th. It doesn't fucking matter historically speaking. Yes, the U.S. sucked balls for a good chunk of the century.
Well, it wasn't so much that part. I mean, that part got me that he was so stupid. He was saying, well, Italy, and he didn't say this specifically, but he was implying that all the countries that have won World Cups in the past should be rated above us because of historic shit. Okay, well, I have to tell you, Italy sucked for the last 10 years. They just got good again. They don't get credit for winning a World Cup prior to the 10 years that they sucked for a while. That's not how it works, okay? And it wasn't that pissed me off, but that's irritating. But this is what pissed me off. He said, the table is based on historic performance. If I am going too quickly for you, let me know, Mr. Podcast. Okay, then he's crossed the line. Now he's implying two things. Yeah. You're dumb and slow, and you have a podcast. So
I'll bring up why he brought the podcast, because he thought that he's like, oh, it's great that you can hide behind your anonymity. The Straight Red Card. I'm like, dude, it's a fucking podcast. You can go on there and find out exactly who I am. I don't hide this shit.
Oh, yeah. He said, and I'm going to quote him, love the way you don't identify yourself and hide behind the straight red. Typical troll trick. What a fucking stupid, dumb fucker who didn't even bother basically do some basic research before he said something so stupid. We have been nothing but absolutely open about who we are, what we've been, what we've experienced. You can find our last names, our first names. You can probably find our fucking address.
It's all on our website. You can go there
please,
and
please
see us.
don't,
It's about
please
us.
don't. Yeah, please don't go find our address. If I want to meet you, I'll meet you, but don't track me down. I'm just saying, this guy is the ultimate troll. He will make comments like that, and as we've said before, it's a cesspool on Twitter. That's why you're on it, and I'm not.
And I was making the argument with him, and he randomly retweets me and says, U.S. women's national team 5 stars, U.S. men's national team barely 2 stars, and I go, dude, we're done here. I know a troll when I see it, and he responded with me saying, "Oh, I thought I was dealing with the troll," and I'm just like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. Where am I backpedaling? Tell me where am I backpedaling? And it was one stupid moment after another.
And so he gets our stupid person of the week. And
basically.
And that's okay. It's a good award. If you want to be stupid, we'll give you the award.
I took a hiatus off social media for like 2 years.
Yes.
And you know, life was great. I enjoyed the smell of flowers again, you know, the sun beaming down on me. And then I got pulled back into it. And I enjoy it. I enjoy a nice argument with people, and I will argue my point until I make my point, until my point's been understood. I might be wrong from time to time. I've been wrong. But this guy was a douchebag.
Yeah, I mean, I'm yeah, you're doing really well with this, because I wouldn't do as well with it. I'm okay. I'll argue with somebody, and I do it on Facebook constantly because I do most of our Facebook stuff. I've had similar discussions as to this person. But this one was just like, oh God, this guy's a real fucking douchey bastard.
He had very much a smarmy approach to it all. If you have a different opinion, whatever. But he had a smarmy approach to it all, and it's like, you're a moron, you don't understand it, blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, fuck off.
I know. It's like, I never on social media, I never ever, even if I disagree with somebody and they're completely 100% fucking stupid and totally wrong, I never say, you're a stupid idiot. Am I talking too quickly for you? I hate people who do that. And that's like the worst thing. And I see it all the time on social media. It doesn't happen to me much, but I see people do it to other people. And I think it's swarmy, douchey, douchebag crap. And I wish people could still have discussions on all these great U.S. men's national team pages I'm on, etc., covering the sport without these swarmy douchies out there kind of ruining it for everybody else. So, all right.
All right, well, we lost one fan there, so Jimmy's not going to subscribe to us.
Would Jimmy ever subscribe? Fuck Jimmy, right in the fucking asshole. All right? With a bag of dicks. Okay. So let's talk about the guys who need to go somewhere soon. Fast. Transfer window is open, but it could be closing soon. Hoppe, rumors, Everton. Make sense? I don't know. What do you think?
I think Hoppe would be great in the EPL.
Quite
frankly, he's got the energy, he's got the fire, he's got the talent. I think he could do well. I think Everton would be a great spot. There was a guy that commented on Twitter about it, and saying like, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed about my team, Everton, pillaging the Bundesliga 2." You know, I'm like, do you even know the kid you're talking about? I mean, have you watched any of Schalke's games? Did you watch him with the Gold Cup? I mean, it's the equivalent of scoreboarding, you know, like I see that this team lost 3-2. Must have been a shitty game for them, you know. But I mean,
is this an English fan?
I'm assuming it had to be, but I don't know. I mean, I don't dive into their profiles to find out, because I don't care that much. If it's an American fan that's an Everton fan, that's even sadder, because they don't recognize that it's Hoppe,
right?
But they just like, oh, we're embarrassed. You know, people are coming out and it's like, dude, have you watched him play? I think he's going to be very talented. I think he's going to do very well here if we do pick him up. Quite frankly, and I know that the $2 million that's being reported is well, according to Pete, is wrong. But if it is $2 million, Everton's getting a deal.
No shit.
Absolutely deal.
Fucking $2 million.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's at least worth more than DK at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, he just is. It's his attitude. It's his mode of working. It is his engine. It's his skill, his speed, his everything.
Flat out cockiness. That's all it is. Just confidence and cockiness.
Hoppy's the new Dempsey, guys.
Yep.
I'm just telling you, you got to buy this guy if you are in the EPL. And if you're in a $2 million deal. Now, that cocksucker who was replying to you and saying those things about Hoppe and how embarrassed. Well, Schalke was just in Bundesliga 1. Mm-hmm. So fuck you for saying he's a Bundesliga 2 player.
Yeah.
He's not. He played in Bundesliga 1 last season. He hasn't even played in Bundesliga 2 this season. Mm-hmm. All right. Secondly, look at how stripped and how selling off Werder Bremen is right now. They're selling everybody. They sold Rashika, Sargent. They sold another guy today. They're selling it shit left and right. They're selling backup goalkeepers. They're selling whatever they can sell. So a lot of good teams apparently think that a lot of Werder Bremen players are really good. They just played on a shitty team. And so they're picking the 3-4 guys out of that team that are really good, who played with 7 other guys who sucked. So, and those 7 other guys are going to stay on the team and, you know, try to survive to Bundesliga. And the way Werder Bremen played this first game in 2 Bundesliga, or this, it might be their second game, they were awful. So they might get relegated down to 3, which would be horrible for Werder Bremen. But my point being, this is somebody who obviously has not watched a whole lot of Bundesliga, hasn't watched a whole lot of Hoppe, and he's just making an arrogant.
It's scoreboarding. It's looking at the stats. It's looking at this. Oh, here's a player from Bundesliga 2 we're pulling up for $2 million. It's not looking at the actual player itself and seeing if this player is going to be capable of performing.
Isn't that the actual definition of a douche? A douchebag? Somebody who makes comments without doing any research or any
minimum.
They're just so fucking. They're just so fucking confident in what they have to say that they're just gonna like come out and say something as douchey as, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed to be an Everton fan. Oh my god, going after these American players in Bundesliga 2." That's a fucking arrogant thing to say. I would never say that about any player that a team picked unless they were obviously garbage. And, you know, like if Man City signed Jonathan Lewis, I'd say that's a bad thing. That's probably not going to work out well. He's just going to go on loan for fucking 10 years. Mm-hmm. But, you know, just to assume that, you know, I don't assume I know everything or all things about all things. So if you're out there and you feel like that, like you're a fucking Renaissance man or something, chill. Just chill the fuck out. You don't know as much as you think, and give other people a chance to conversate with you. Don't shut them down. Don't say stupid stuff about a player you know nothing about. Conversate. Have a discussion. It's okay to disagree. Don't assume you're superior. Oh, God.
Well, I mean, in the very minimum, look at the team. I mean, it's Schalke. You could say, like, well, they just got relegated. It's very possible they're 3, 4, 5 decent guys that can still play top flight ball somewhere.
Yep.
You know? And who knows? Maybe this kid can, unless I go back and watch some highlights or watch, like I said, the Gold Cup. Not to say I don't assume many English fans having watched the Gold Cup by any means, but I'm just pointing out the fact that there are games out there. There are going to be highlight reels. There are going to be various things that you can sit down, spend 5 to 15 minutes, and just watch. Just look. I mean, I'm not going to say Hoppe's going to go out there and be like a 25 goal season by any means. But I'm saying you could look at his highlights and say like, okay, well this kid's got some skill. He's got some things going for him.
Yeah, I mean,
it's there.
The manager could have been garbage. The general manager picking the team could have been garbage. It could have been an assortment of all kinds of fucked up things that made Schalke suck. All right, but it wasn't Matthew Hoppe. He didn't make Schalke suck. He got them one of their very few wins during the season. Mm-hmm. I think we better end this segment and hop to another one because we took up all the time for this segment. All right, we'll be back with another breakdown of the others that still need to find a team. And so see you next time.